Hello friends, hope you're all doing well today. Today is a fun day. We're going to be heading out to Yonge Street, which is the world's longest road. So we're going to go and do a little exploration of the area. And from there, we're going to head north, because it's an area we don't go very often. So, was having some minor issues with getting the stream going, but now that we're here, we should be good. And we're going to go for a walk. So, come along for the ride. We're going to go enjoy scenes, and if there's anything you folks want to see, you let me know. Hey, Medano. Hey, Hardshot. Good to see you, friends, today. It's going to be a fun day. I'm not entirely sure what I've put up here, but let's find out. Mr. 90s, hello today. Hope y'all are doing well. Had a fun little adventure today. Gonna go see where it goes, where it leads. So if you're new here, welcome. If you're not new here, welcome back. I'm getting really tired of listening to my phone's ideas about what is cold and what isn't. I got a cold warning, and now I come outside and just like, this is fine. I didn't need to open up hand warmers. I didn't need to open up 2 hand warmers. I could have done it with 1. But whatever, we're fine, we're fine. Hi, Kevin. Good to see you today. Sunshine makes me think of spring, right? Happy memories, Stephen. We're doing okay. We're living, we're surviving, we're thriving. I'm even thinking just some areas of Rosedale are really nice. But yeah, we're currently on Alexander Street, named after Alexander Wood. So is Wood Street, funny enough, which is just the street down one. I always like to come over here because it opens up on Buddies in Bad Times Theatre, which is Canada's oldest queer theatre, I think. But yeah, very historic venue, for sure. Have you ever get a chance to go and see a show there? You will probably have done something I haven't got to do yet. I should have seen a theater there. Statistically, at some point, I should have seen a theater show there. And just haven't yet. So this is now a Turkish place, which is interesting. Sultan Ahmet. Not sure of people's opinions on Turkish cuisine. I imagine, knowing most of us, probably think it's delicious. But you never know. Just so everyone can see where Buddy's is. Located right at the strip over here. Classic venue. Beautiful building. You also have what it was before, which is the Toronto Workshop production. If you actually look at the back, like if you go around it, you will see that there's actually this giant mural on the back. It's really good. I don't know where this guy thinks he's going, but I'm just going to go anyway. I would normally show you that, but unfortunately, looks like the alleyway's in use right now, so. Sultan Restaurant, I kind of assumed that building was condemned. It was vacant for so long. Right? I mean, it's nice to see something go in there. But certainly no shortage of good places to eat in the city. That is one thing you will notice real quick. But Yonge Street is often touted for Yonge and Dundas Square and going south. Not as much love for going north, but I figure anything worth sharing is worth sharing with friends. You walking the whole road? Oh, God, no. To be fair, knowing me, I will peel off as soon as something shiny comes up. So, we'll go hunt for the shiny things. Hey, HQ. Good to see you, buddy. Did Randy enjoy Spadina Part 2? Honestly, I think we both enjoyed that. First off, I don't think either one of us was expecting to walk the full line, so when we did, it's actually a really nice break. Getting to see kind of just different parts of the city, which is nice. T-Shots did it once? Oh, I wouldn't be surprised. I don't know what me and Randy are going to do next week, but we'll figure it out. And just for one thing, how am I doing? I'm doing well today. It's a good day. I've got a lot of work to do. A lot of work to do on my fringe stuff. And so, like, the more I think about it, the more I kind of panic. But the second I kind of just get out here and start walking, I'm just like, all right, this is some kind of routine. This is something I can do every day to keep myself going. Yeah. Yoshi and Vasily were going at Pearson Airport, not going anywhere, just streaming. I guess. But I'm just like, that can't be a very exciting video. But who knows? Hello, Mo. Lovely to see you as ever. Plenty of things to see up here. Also, I really just wanted to hit this light because it's just like, I don't want to wait. For our lives to be over. I have a friend, her name is Morgan, and she does a fringe show called The Greatest Betrayal. And in it she talks about a lot of her love life and stuff. And it's a really fun little show. But the greatest betrayal she has is at the end of the show, she goes over the thought that even people who haven't seen Dawson's Creek know the theme song to Dawson's Creek is Paula Cole's I Don't Want to Wait. And apparently, on streaming services for a while there, they had a different theme song, and it was by Jan Arden instead. She was just like, that's the greatest betrayal I've ever had. I was like, you know what? That's a good betrayal to highlight. I'm not going to lie. When people enjoy airports, I see the lineups and go, ugh. Yeah, I am not looking forward to airport. I'm looking forward to trip. I'm looking forward to rehearsals. I'm looking forward to writing the script. But yeah, definitely not looking forward to the trip to the airport part of it. Hi Megan, good to see you today. Don't get me wrong, there is something fun about the arrival gate though. I will say that. Anita Franco had a song about it years ago. A little bit of a weird song, but like I liked it back in the day. If it's not on the page, it ain't on the stage. See, not entirely true with improv. I always like to say my shows are at least half improv every day. Not because they're improv shows, but because I will always forget my lines. Roswell over Dawson's Creek. Ooh, spicy take. And you know what? I agree with you, Weez. I agree. Roswell was a great show for 2 seasons. Never saw the 3rd season. It's just like, look, suddenly Tess has parents, and just like, wait, was her name Tess? I can't remember. Just like, suddenly she has parents. Just like, where have they been this entire show? I need to go back and actually rewatch it at some point, maybe. Maybe they were there the whole time. I don't know. I think airports will be more tolerable for me since I quit vaping. Probably. And also, kudos to you. You can still see some remnants of the snowfall. Not going anywhere anytime soon. Dreduary. It's not as cold as you'd think, but still chilly, still chilly. This building across the way actually used to be 115 days nicotine free. Congratulations, my friend. That is no small feat. I watched the never-editor pilot of The Family Guy. Oh, interesting. Wonder how different it is from the actual show that was produced. Place across the street. I just now realized that this whole time, apparently, the phone hadn't even been held. Sidewalks are a bit clear now, at least on the main strip here. Yeah, it's nice. These are roads that would always pretty much be clear the whole time. So, the old animation on Old Family Guy is hilariously bad. Well, they had no budget back in the day. It was made for like a shoestring. So, to be fair, the fact that that show got made at all is kind of crazy. And that it kept coming back is such an anomaly. It really could have been remembered as like a perfect show for like maybe 3 or 4 seasons. They brought it back and it was fine. But then like they kept going. I'm kind of at the point now where it's just like, this show is still on? That doesn't seem correct. Hey Rick, good to see you today. Oh. See if we can catch. And then he just started making Family Guy 2.0, American Dad. American Dad is like, I feel like that show's held up better than Family Guy. I feel like the characters are always more reminiscent to who they're supposed to be. Whereas Family Guy is just kind of random all the time now. But that's besides the point. Peter, Stewie, and Meg the same. Meg and Chris are different, same format, and pushing the envelope. That's interesting, actually. I honestly wonder if they should, like, make a new fit, like The Simpsons and Family Guy, they could almost completely just jump forward a couple years or like play with different family dynamics, right? Doesn't need to always be the same thing, but you know, it's not how it works. Postman, I found out that the buildings on the east side of Yonge and Above Wellesley all have diamond cutting operations discreetly going on since the beginning of Toronto history. Interesting. That would kind of make sense to me. Hasn't in forever. Did enjoy it back in the day. It's kind of that, right? This is, of course, the all-way crossing. I don't know if it'll go all the way this time or if it'll just be north-south, but let's find out. There we go. Everyone loves this. Out and about selling crochet flowers. Rainbow Crossing feels so wrong to me. Just don't be on the wrong side of it. You'll notice they don't do that for cars. You couldn't do a scramble crossing for cars. I guess that would just be a 4-way stop sign. But there's always Jack Astors for those who celebrate. $15 more subs for a dog. You know what? It ain't gonna happen anytime soon, I don't think. I'm kind of hitting another one of the caps. I need an event to happen, and then then the boosts happen. But you never know. We have fun. We enjoy. I trust the process because that's what's got me so far. So much construction, so little time. There's a lot of it. Hello, Andrew. Welcome today. Don't forget to boop. You know what? I shall find something to boop, and it will be boopable. And we'll have a good time. How about 15 more subs until a boop? Well, I would never deny my friends the pleasure of a boop. Although I will say, I feel like I went online when someone else was already streaming, and just like, this is a mistake. To boop or not to boop, or what to boop? That's the real question. Thank you for keeping me up with company today, chat. Having chats makes it easy to chat, which is kind of the point of it, I suppose. But we've got plenty of good options up here. Let's not confuse boop and boop. Good. That is true words. True words. Boop. Everyone's in on the boop today. All right. We'll find something. At the very least, a random person will be very surprised. I'll get sued. It'll be great. How's the vibe on the street? Do people seem in a good mood with sunshine? I will say people don't seem to be in a bad mood. But like a good mood's hard to say. What is a good mood in winter? Love that building, eh? It's a good one. I like how it just says Masonic Temple. But if you go up, like the details on it are actually quite lovely. Like good relief work, good structures. It's a good structure area. And then, of course, coming up to Canadian Tire, where they sell more than tires. And they aren't always Canadian. But... oh. Will Canada celebrate if we win hockey gold at the Olympics? Oh, absolutely. Oh yeah, the Olympics are coming up, aren't they? When are they? Are they this month or March? Canadian Tire, a Canadian institution. Very true. And yes, the MTV Masonic Temple. That's what the M stands for. Masonic Television. Masonic Temple Vision, even. See, here's the thing. You guys know how much I follow about how much I follow sports. But even I will celebrate if Canada wins gold. I said, starting now, I thought, oh, is it actually? I haven't heard anything about it. I said crappy time. You know what? Fair enough. I'm only catching glimpses here and there. Apparently this is like one of the first Canadian Tire, if not the first Canadian Tire downtown. But let's see. As a kid, the auto parts section of Canadian Tire was served by guys on roller skates. That's interesting. February 6th to 22nd, it looks like, for the Olympics. Okay, so it's coming up very soon then. Dharma Light Metta. Hello. Welcome to the chat today. I'm from Toronto. The energies of people have immensely not for the better. Have immensely what? Changed. It kind of depends on the neighborhood too. But I feel like people are just... In the world today, it's so easy to be like thrown into anger and annoyance. That can be really hard to just be patient and like listen and work through stuff. I feel like some of that's happening here, but hopefully we can make it a better place. Although, to be fair, this is the first year where I've been attacked, and I've also had to like deal with a bunch of crap from people I don't want to associate with. So yeah, that's an interesting experience, and one that I hope no one else has to deal with. Love that sign, tire biter. I missed it. I missed it entirely. And Canadian entirely. That was a terrible joke. I'll see myself out. Ethiopian espresso americano, $3 sandwiches. No, okay. All of that's $3 and the sandwiches are $7.49. That makes more sense. Just so everyone knows, the weather today, not crazy cold. Not super warm, but not crazy cold by any means. We're having a good time out here. It's pretty relaxed. But at Sugarman Park. Sidewalks seem to be getting a wee bit wider. That is always a good thing. It's promising. Some of the snow is melting, which is the key. You won't get a lot of the melt, but you'll get some of the melt. It's also a very tiny park here, not gonna lie. Hello, Ron. Good to see you today. Especially in this area. A lot of little parkettes kind of dot around everything. Come spring, consider the morning walks first. In the morning, you can be safe as you're walking. I mean, I can't wait to walk without a jacket. That'll be nice. Or even just like walking out in like a t-shirt and shorts. One day, hopefully that happens again. Although we are predicted to have a pretty long spring, or a pretty long winter into spring. And I'm just like, come on. Just give us a break. It's been this this has been pretty bad since November. Let's be honest. But most Torontonians are just wimps when it comes to winter. I'm not saying I'm quite there. I'm got a pretty thick skin now. But hello, Bruce. 14, 16, 13, 12 degrees. This is my town's temperature for the week. I'm in Alberta. But away from town, working, damn, missing suntan weather. Has been a brutal one. Very brutal. I'll be happy when the season is changing. Or when I'm somewhere else. Whatever comes first. Has the city removed any snow? It looks like it is still piled up. A lot of it's still out and about, for sure. But so the thing I'm mostly curious about is I want to know how Toronto's handled, because this area is fairly affluent, but it's also not a super pedestrian area. So I'm wondering how things like the sidewalks have been maintained over here. Does anyone need a guitar case? Oh my gosh. I just saw on the news they are considering expanding Allen Gardens now. Oh, that would be cool. It is a beautiful botanical park. I don't think expanding it should be like a high priority, but I would be curious to know what they're thinking the benefit of that would be. Because like the last expansion or the renovations of probably need to spend your budget. Maybe. Housing and transportation should be a priority, not Allen Gardens. I'm inclined to agree. Give us bike lanes first. Bike lanes all over the city, just to piss off people who drive. Not even because they're beneficial. Just to piss off a very subsect of Ford country. I thought it was snow removal. A part of me feels very silly for cracking open the hand warmer today. Just like, that's not, why did I do that? Today was not the day to do that. Have some landscape friends. Oh, the shade. Not unearned, to be fair, but enough about it. Sidewalk closed. Well, let's see what's down here. We can come in and around. Wait, what just happened? Oh. Mountains of snow in Belleville. They leave it until April to melt. Are you riding the Eglinton Crosstown on Sunday? I mean, if it's open, I'll be there at some point. But who knows? Your guess is as good as mine. I believe it could happen. They're claiming it will happen. I will believe it when I see it. Ooh, Rosedale. Rosedale is a beautiful little neighborhood. Certainly not a popular one. But yeah, you'll notice this area here. It's a bit of a richer area, a bit of a whiter area. And yeah, not quite as much melt as you would expect. It's certainly a good deal. Certainly a good deal of it. They said it will move slowly like the Finch LRT. I mean, I'm not surprised at that in the slightest. They've been having issues with it forever already. And like just getting it open has been such an ordeal. It would be silly to not be their opening day. But also like I think it'll be like the Finch LRT. It'll be a negative first impression and people will complain. Because that is what they do. That is what we do. That is how it goes. But at the same time, even if it's slow, it is nice that it is just nice that it exists. More transit's good for everybody. Giving more people more ways to move around. The problem is you have to treat it like it's a priority. Public transit should not be less priority than private transit. But it so often is, and that's how we get these disastrous openings, or the lines that let, like the fact that they have a dedicated lane up on Finch, and then like they have to wait for the cars to turn. I'm just like, no, screw your cars. Let the trains go by first. There are more people in that train than there is in your car turning. Screw you waiting. That makes no sense. It is beyond silly. Anyways, the porta potty was called Jackpot. Well, I certainly hope it was for someone named Jack. Nice and quiet. Oh, it's very quiet, Richard. This is actually lovely. This is a beautiful day. A beautiful, lovely, peaceful day. And even just the houses around here. Like, super nice. Very beautiful, old-fashioned houses. Haunting Live, hello, friend. Good to see you again. Casually walking through one of the most posh neighborhoods in the world. Yeah. If they see me, they will kick me out. I will just be like a ninja. And not go. Some dude did go in there. Could have been named Jack. Interesting to see some houses have snow outside. Many don't. Real name is Greg. Good to know. I don't think I knew that. So thanks for sharing that, Greg. I will try to remember. When someone introduces themselves to me, I always try really hard to remember. But if I'm just like Greg, maybe it'll stick. Have you picked out your home? You know what? I'll just take one of each. We'll have all of them. Why not? I will say I don't live here, but I do live in Toronto. And if you or someone you know is coming to the city, why not recommend them a wonderful day walking with me? If you wanted to share the love, we appreciate it. But I do customized walking tours through Toronto. And if you or someone you know is coming to visit the city, why not gift them with an experience they'll never forget? Hopefully. So you can find my description in the link below. There's links to VIATOR and TRIPADVISOR. We'd love to see you there. And if you want to help the channel out, please consider liking, subscribing, sharing, and hyping now is something you can do. So thank you for joining us today. And if you're able to be a part of our channel and its development, we would love to have you. So in the meantime, we're going to go back to Yonge and we're going to go for a walk. Green Knight is catching up with 1,000 subs. I am so... I'm ridiculously proud of him. The fact that he's gotten so far so quickly. And it's like, you have a better chance of making a run at this than I do. And this is kind of all I have right now. So, no, I'm super proud of him, actually. Dad is Richard also. Oh, very nice. It's good to have a differentiating factor if you're both the same name. Looks like there's a little parkette up here. I don't know if I've actually been to this area before. Got some nice stuff though. And of course, mark the time, 34:52. Katie starts acting up. So, no. Keeps pushing the microphone out. I enjoy both your channels, but he appreciates my bad dad jokes more than you do. Is it because I know them all already? Because if so, I can pretend to be dumber. See. You have 42 millimeter round lenses. look more cool. Try them. You will like them. I'll check them out, Greg. Katie, be a good girl. We always have to remind her. Remind her what up. How do you get there? I feel like my humor is a lot more dry. And I feel like it's something you either jive with right away or you jive with eventually. Because frankly, I'm fantastic. But, you know, apart from the obvious, that's why you're here, because like attracts like. Hello, Brad. Good to see you today. Someone walking at quite a clip in front of you. I am just being... Normally, I would be walking faster. But I'm just like, you know what? It's a nice day. Go with a leisurely pace. This is one of my favorite areas to walk around. I love the old Victorian houses. Like that one, like that's wild. That is such a cool little house. This is also a really nice little view over here. Your humor is dry like a good wine or a cracker. I've been called worse. A beautiful little view over here. Looks like someone tried to go through here, but it looks like it's fenced off, so I don't think I can, but... Saltine equals salty. Thanks. That's a cute little park. I've actually never come here before, so it's interesting to see it. Did you just join? Hi, David. How am I doing? I am doing well today. Having a nice, easy, relaxed little stroll around the city. I wanted to focus on Yonge Street and going north. We're just kind of in the Rosedale area, just doing a little back road exploring. A good day. Just got here first class, went out shopping. Hopefully you got some good stuff. Dog park. Not quite. This seems just more like a kid's park, but I would not be surprised if people came here and just let their dogs off leash, because it seems like the kind of area you could get away with doing that. I'm gonna guess that this is an official pathway through, so I'm gonna go over here. This should take us out right by, I'm guessing, the Summer Hill station. Nice to have this whole little park all to yourself. Yeah, it's got a good little relaxy atmosphere. A relaxosphere. Relaximus. I'll figure it out. I'll fix it in post. Now coming back out to Yonge over here. I believe this is the Summer Hill LCBO, which is kind of nice. But this is a lovely little pathway. Look how cute this is. In the spring. Especially with the arches on top. Oh, they have them all like wrapped up with lights too. Oh, that's nice. This would be nice. Saw yellow on what was left on that unboopable snowman back. I'm not gonna lie, I was gonna circle the snowman to see if there was something I could boop. But I'm just like, nope, that is just a lump. Potato chips and tortillas. That's my thing. Anyone try the new garlic parm Doritos? Garlic parm Doritos? Oh, that would be delicious. I would screw with those nachos. Let's see. It's actually a really cool little view, so I'm just going to take a little chip over. You don't often get like the bluer streets from the north, which is nice. Like tuning into your live shows as another person how tonally complains. Aw. I try to be positive in every way except my COVID test. If you ever go missing, let me save you some time. You just don't need to check out the hiking. Not into parm too much, but Doritos aren't too farny. I was just trying them if you're into garlic parm. You know what? I would consider that very nice. In search of Betty Boop. We gotta find something named Betty though. I do like this. I really like this. The LCBO we're at. It's right at Summer Hill. It used to be a former train station, but like this little fountain in the summer and spring, they actually have it, and it kind of pours down like a waterfall. It's very pretty. It's a very, very pretty fountain. But in terms of the LCBO itself, you'll see that there's a lot of like really beautiful feel to it. And it's like just this, the makeup of the station here. It's just really lovely. The fact that even have a clock tower up there. They kept it all from the original, which is great. I think it's really cool. I think they did a very good job on it. The Babka building across the street. I've actually never noticed that building before. But it's also got that interesting little pedigree about it. Take it with a grain of salt. Yeah, sure enough. Oh, the bank building. Oh yeah, that definitely looks like it used to be a bank, for sure. Then of course they have the mural across the street there, which I'm not like a huge fan of this one, but I kind of like anything that kind of tries to capture different ideas of Toronto. Maybe the ideals of what Summerhill used to be. Old world charm. Very sure. Very, very true. Definitely one of the fanciest LCBOs. Hands down, absolutely. True, true, true. I missed the Rosedale Diner. I don't think I ever went there, actually. I did come up here. There's a place called Rebel House. I used to come with my ex all the time. But, yeah, I haven't been there in a couple years. Hello, Marcus. Lovely to see you today, my dear. Hopefully y'all are having a good time out there. Shaftesbury. Missed it more by never having been. The tower in front of you, I actually looked it up earlier in the week. Interesting. The one that's being constructed, or? I'd be curious to what you found out about it, if anything interesting. Ugh. My natural enemy rears its head again. A slight incline in the road. How dare it? That's the problem with walking north in Toronto, is that you're constantly hiking up. Not hiking, obviously, but not hiking at the same time. Nice and sunny. It is kind of lovely today. I'm actually enjoying it. Current temperature -6. It does feel warmer than that, I'm not gonna lie. Like, it's actually pretty mild overall. But you're walking all the way to North York? Oh my god, no. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. I was potentially thinking of walking all the way up to Mount Pleasant and then coming down Mount Pleasant Drive. But no solid plans. I guess it was called One Delsey. Here, I think it's actually been under construction for quite a while. But I don't know that for sure. Do you pronounce that as Delsey? I guess so. I don't know. Delisle. I just think Delisle. Hey there, Delisle. What's it like in New York City? Leicester in the United Kingdom becomes yes, Leicester. I don't know. No one comes to me to learn how to pronuncify things, and if you do, you're in the wrong place. See, now you're just trying to trip me up. But I can confirm the sauce is called the worry sauce. How the design of that building look cool. It is actually a cool building. I don't know if I'd want to live in a round tower though. That feels like it would always feel like there's a lack of space. It'd be hard to make a round space feel bigger, you know? It's going to be busy at St. Clair, then Eglinton as well. Oh, for sure is. We'll see what happens there, that's for sure. I used to be a grammar Nazi. Fair enough. Beware falling ice. Good, we don't want ice here. Maybe Trump has a job for you. I thought we could go a day without mentioning its name. But here we are again. D-Lila. That's what a website says. I mean, if they don't know how it's pronounced, then I know it's politics. It's okay, I forgive you, my friend. I really like that this, the whole pickleball phenomenon has really caught on up here. To the point where they have just a whole little set of pickleball places. Well, to be fair, it's only really 3-4 courts. I wonder how much it would cost. Beware vanilla ice. Stop. Anticipate rebellion. Looks like a warm day out. Nice day for a walk. It really is. I can honestly say it's quite easy today, which is nice. I'm actually a little warm in I overdressed today. But then again, after yesterday, I'm glad I did. Because yesterday was warm until it suddenly wasn't. And then I got very cold very fast, so. I am a tennis purist, so cannot support pickleball. That's fair. I played a little bit of tennis in school, but not well. Definitely not well. Pleasant Boulevard. I mean, it's pretty nice. Pickleball is nice, but Gherkin Sphere is posh. Ooh. I'll try a Gherkin Sphere. We had extreme weather here in the North Netherlands. Everything was slippery. Many roads closed, public transit down. People ice skating on roads. Ice skating on roads is crazy. Even we don't have that quite here. "6:30 a.m. with a red alert from the government about the weather." That's the name of the street you just... Oh, fair enough, fair enough, fair enough. Huh. You know what? My ex used to live in this area. And I am wondering... As nice as it is to walk down St. Clair, I think we're gonna go this way today. Hello, Gabriella. Good to see you today. How many X's do you have? To be fair, it's the same X I mentioned earlier. But like, gosh, how many X's? What are we counting as X's? Like serious relationships as in like a year plus? Or like anyone who earned the label? Because I gave that label away a lot. I was a very hopeless romantic child. I mean, to be fair, I still am. But like, you know. Now it's at least restricted to a set number of guests. I would say like serious relationships, about 5. Let's see. Yeah. Sure. That's Jordan. I'm counting my X's. I gotta say like 8? 8 like serious relationships, and probably like if I'm saying that in the sense that like you left an indelible impression. I have some relationships I look back on and now I'm just like, wow, we dated. And we might have dated for a while. And I just don't remember the relationship at all. Is that sad? That might be sad. Stream is getting into the ask me anything realm. Here's the thing. Anytime someone asks me something, I am obligated to read it, and therefore it's only fair that I respond in kind. Square root of 81, the number of X's. Isn't the square root of 81 9? I think so. I'm remembering my math really quickly. Yeah, the square root of 81 is 9. You can't fool me with math. I know a math thing. A lot of things are making me feel old as I approach 40. You know what, Bruce? Same. Very same. I think that's one thing I kind of realized. Just like I look back and just like, wow. I used to be able to count all my boyfriends. Or count all my exes. And now I'm just like, half of them I'm not even including in the tally anymore because they don't count. 86 Club. Nice. One day I should maybe write out just like, who are all the people in my life who have held this title? And how many of them still do? I'll give you a hint. It's less than the first number. My roommate got a new girlfriend who moved in with us, and she won't stop touching my stuff. Should I snitch to the landlord? Yeah. I would talk to them first, obviously. But like, it's your place and your roommate's place. It's not her place. And it's not even his stuff. So like, yeah, she has no rights to your space. Screw squatters' rights. She ain't squatting for nothing. Age is just a number. It's how you feel inside at the real age that you're at, maybe the number. What is St. Clair Avenue best known for? Let's test the history buffs. You know, that's a good question, actually. Beautiful little trail down there, by the way. It's funny, if you think about Toronto history, and just like, for downtown, I'm pretty well versed in many different topics. But like, ask me about some of these major roads and stuff up here, couldn't tell you. Couldn't tell you a single darn thing. You need a Sheldon Cooper Big Bang Theory roommate agreement. You know what? It might have been like a joke in the show, but that doesn't mean it wasn't also something that would be supremely helpful. Also, yesterday, when Randy revealed that he had never watched Doctor Who, I was flabbergasted. I was in shock. He is as much a sci-fi nerd as I think you can get. And I was just like, I can't, wow, that's something else. That is the Yellow Creek. Good to know. I will say, the view is beautiful. And very peaceful. The Inglewood Parkette. Oh, Inglewood Drive. I will always remember coming down you and finding that entire mass of Santas. That was so. You know what? I should go back and clip that, because that was a really interesting experience. The other thing about St. Cloud is that park closer to Yonge Street is a graveyard behind all the buildings. Yes, it's actually a very well hidden one too. Good for Andy. It was too low budget and couldn't hold me either. Oh. No. Never watched Doctor Who either, just small little excerpts from it. Well, for those who don't know, my name is Matti. I am a tour guide in Toronto. And if you or someone you know is coming to the city, why not gift them with a unique experience? I would be happy to show them around. So if you or someone you know is coming to the city, please feel free to click the link in the description below. Helps me out a great deal, and I would love to show you as much of the city as I can. If you are enjoying this vibe, please consider liking. That will encourage you to recommend this to other people. And subscribing, which encourages you to come back. We do this every day, and we love to include you in as many of the walks as we can. And why not tell some friends? We appreciate any help that you're willing to offer in helping this channel grow. And I couldn't do it without you, so thank you very much for being here in the first place. Now, let's get back to the walk. I hate how the longer this goes on, the more I'm just like, I look at my mustache, and I'm just like, I know those are icicles. But there's still that thought in my head where I'm just like, are they boogers? God, I hope they're not. You love my shades. That's because I'm a shady lady. No. Inglewood Drive, the Santa Claus Street. That's off St. Clair. It's true. That was crazy. I was just like, this is absolute demented. But also, I'm sure it brought some people a lot of love. What is that spire to the left? I'm gonna guess probably a church, likely an Orthodox church, but I couldn't tell you which one. This is not an area that I come to very often, but I do if I go north from here. The thing I debated on doing was going to Mount Pleasant to see if I could find my grandmother's grave. But I'm just like, it's not quite, the snow's still too thick. I'd have to like bury her out. But Our Lady of Perpetual Help. Oh, I wonder if it's a nunnery then. Nunnery or church, one or the other. Are we headed to Mount Pleasant? Not today. I debated. I seriously debated. But, oh, the road. Yes, we're heading to Mount Pleasant Road. Yes. Better than Pretty Good Valley. Frozen Booker. I was waiting to see how long that would take. If not today, Mount Pleasant Cemetery would be lovely walk in spring with all the cherry trees. For sure. Well, you know what's... I remember my dad shared this with me. Is, like, my great uncle used to be the groundkeeper there, the caretaker. And so that's where a lot of my family is, at least my dad's side, is buried. But what's so funny about it is that, like, you go in, and it's all these beautiful trees, right? But he was the arborist. So he was the one who, like, chose what trees are planted where. So in a weird way, it's kind of like a nice way to connect with the uncle that I never knew. That's nice. It's cool. Those invisible legacies that you don't think about or see. Like, kind of a nice way to, like, connect to the next generations. At the time you walked in Ingle, there was hardly any snow on the ground, right? That literally feels like a lifetime ago now, let's be fair. Tell your uncle thank you for all the beautiful trees. You know what? He did good. He did good. There was a brother postman. Yep. Cars are looking rather grimy. Stock feeder, you are not wrong. It's also the time of year where I'm just like, you don't really need to clean off your cars. But I'm just like, yeah, the salt builds up really quick. St. Clair West is a really nice upscale neighborhood. There are lots of very nice and big and spacious homes. You can get there only by streetcar. That's true. Well, not only by streetcar, but yeah, certainly the streetcar does go right by it, which is nice. St. Clair West actually has some really nice stuff. Many years ago, I ran a board game cafe up there, which, funny enough, I've never walked by on the stream, but I think we'd have to. I should go up and do like a walk to St. Clair and then come back and go through. Also, I think me and Randy are going to aim to do Exhibition Place next week, so stay tuned for that. All the sidewalks are narrow, nothing snow has been removed. I mean, this is actually like quite narrow. But growing up in Toronto, you get to experience the real history, and some of us have even met the people behind the scenes who built these neighborhoods. That's really cool, actually. I will say, this one particular road is actually quite intimidating because it's just a sidewalk road. And this is it's a pretty busy thoroughfare. So I'm like, oh, I wouldn't say this is a nice walk to do, but it gives you the idea of just how industrial Toronto can be sometimes. Can just barely see the top of the tower in the distance. Oh, Inglewood. Do you do manifesting? I kind of do manifesting, but I don't know how much I believe in it. For that notice, I don't know how much I believe in myself, but I'm trying to be better about that. Random question of the day. You can ask me anything. I will usually say. Yeah, literally this sidewalk just ends down there. I guess you could get back over to the west to see. All Toronto snow is now considered toxic waste and used to get dumped into the Don River. Now it's big money to ship it out. It's crazy to think about like how people's perspectives around snow have changed. You know what? Let's get lost. Let's just go into some of these neighborhoods, take a look around, see some cool houses, have some fun. What would you like to manifest? Yeah, what would you like to manifest? I'm very curious. What's up, Matti? Me, I just quit my freaking job. Damn. Well, I hope this is a good quit and not a bad quit. If it's a good quit, then yay. If it's a bad quit, then boo. But also, wow, yeah. I hope it's a good quit, because then I could celebrate. Let me know if it's a good quit or a bad quit, because now I'm genuinely concerned. I'm building a business to become my own boss, hoping to become financially free soon. Easier said than done. Preaching to the choir, my friend Marcus. I will say that this, if nothing else, this YouTube project, I want this to be my career. I want this to be my job. So let's manifest it. I want to hit the number of subscribers. I want to get the number of concurrent viewers. I want to build this little community up into a wonderful little home and saving for people. And yeah, it's a physical job. My shoulders are screaming. So is it a good one? I would say it's a good one. You're taking care of yourself first, putting your needs in front of other people. I would say it's a good quit. So good for you, my friend. I hope that it brings you much happiness, and I hope you find something better. Looking forward to spring, because mostly all the leaves on the trees in and around Toronto will be blooming again. Right? It's so pretty. Where am I going? That is a good question, Greg. I have no idea. I'm just like, you know what? Let's go exploring. Check through some of the houses, see what's good. I haven't written down exactly what I want to achieve, but I'm working out. I was looking into manifesting before. I did that before. Knowing manifestation right there. Wishing you best of luck as well. You know what? I think that's excellent. It's good to manifest with friends. Oh, it looks like this is taking me in a weird direction. Let's go. If I stay, my knees and my spine will punish me. Agreed. Yeah, good for you. Good for you for getting out of there. Okay, I'm not going to lie. Every time I have come to explore Rosedale or this area, I always get lost. Every single freaking time. I will get lost, I will get turned around, and I don't know where I'm going. So, let's get lost. Because I guarantee that is what's going to happen. Try to manifest incognito. You know what? We're all going to manifest something right now. We're going to do well. It's going to be a good year. For a moment, I was just like, it's only Jan, and I was just like, it's February. It's February. But January was a productive year for us. We monetized. We're getting closer to the things we need. Not making bank yet, but every step is a step in the right direction because it's a step forward. And as you all saw from my tattoo, that's what we got to keep doing. So we keep moving forward. Good pay though. But all I'm thinking is this horrendous job market. What the heck? You know what? It is a tough job market out there. But at the end of the day, y'all have more luck than me. God, that's the whole reason I started this YouTube thing, right? Is that like no one would hire me. And I had, even now, I'm just like, I need to find a part-time job or something, or some way to keep living. But I don't really have that luxury. But actually, Marcus, if you can reach out sometime, I would love to pick your brain about a fundraising idea I have for my Fringe show. And I could really use some help with it. So let me know if you have some time. I'd love to make that happen. And also, if anyone else has ideas or wants to help with the whole fundraising initiative, let me know, because I'd appreciate it. Money isn't worth forfeiting your health. Kudos to you. You made a really good decision to leave. Agreed. I think we can all agree on that. We are all behind you. We honor and support you. Look at this cute little house. They call that house to the left a 5/4 with a door. Useless fact of the day. I don't have experience with fundraising. You have experience marketing. And that's what I need help with. So let me know if you'd be up for it, because I could appreciate some more brains. Actually, you know what? Maybe I'll just make like an open Zoom link, and I'll put it on the Discord. And anyone who wants to come and find out like future channel plans, that's where I'll put it up. Hello from France. Hello, Jean-Marc. Bonjour, Jean-Marc. Bienvenue. What a cute little area. These are great houses. I'm a grant writer if you need to draft something for funding. That would be amazing, actually. I've also been like, I've had terrible luck. Because when you're self-producing shows, especially through things like, words, hard. Like when you're doing a Fringe festival, no one invites you to come perform. So it's really hard to get right in littering things, but yeah. Oh. Snowbanks are very high in this area. They really are, actually. Sorry, I missed that message before. Anyone want to bet that any moment now Sam's going to come in and be like, I missed the stream. YouTube didn't warn me. No exit. Well, fair enough. Write him a grant, I'll approve it. Aw, so nice. So generous. Well, one thing I'm thinking about doing is because like I have a lot of books and I'm just like not doing a lot with them. But I was thinking I might have like a super sale where if people can donate a certain amount, I would give you like a digital copy of all of my books, including my art books, and possibly even the next one that's coming out. Thinking about it, seeing what I can do. Someone is taking a dump in the porta potty. You should clip that too. No, I'd never do something so shitty. Is this a fancy neighborhood where Drake lives? No, he lives over in Forest Hill. But like, don't get me wrong, equally fancy neighborhood. And actually quite peaceful and beautiful. Very punny. Drake lives in Toronto? He does. If you look at his Views album, he's actually sitting on top of the CN Tower. Or on the bottom, wherever he's sitting on the scene. He's sitting up there. Thought of having a book reading night. Might be a way to sell some books. You know, that's actually not a bad idea. I would absolutely do that. Maybe that's one thing I can do in the memberships if people want. I can do like a book on tape. Live reading to you. That could be kind of fun, actually. I think I might do that, actually. That'd be fun. Drake lives on the Bridle Path, Bayview, north of Lawrence. Okay. Wait, isn't that... I think that is also... Isn't that also Forest Hill? No, I guess Forest Hill is more south than that. I don't know exactly. I'll see. Oh, I think I'm coming up to another dead end. Do any other famous Canadian artists live here in Toronto? Margaret Atwood's here. Oh yeah, this is definitely a dead end. Ugh. Well, at least my trip into Rosedale never disappoints. I will always get lost. All right, let's do it. Tate McRae, Nellie Furtado, or Carly Rae Jepsen? Probably not. Carly Rae, I'm sure, is a West Coaster. Nellie Furtado, perhaps. Tate McRae, I think, is also, I think she's Prairies too. But I don't know that for sure. Actually, I have no idea. Where's some other famous people who live in... Ryan Reynolds has a place here. Although he's also mostly in Vancouver, to my knowledge. Not that I'm invited to anything, of course. Geddy Lee lives in Rosedale. Dan Aykroyd has a place just north of me. Oh, that's cool. Big Canadian stars usually live in America, I think. A lot of them, sadly. The band Rush, Anne Murray, Eugene Levy. Eugene Levy does live here. And I believe Catherine did too. No, she didn't. She lived somewhere else. But who are they? Oh, you don't know the band? You don't know Rush, Anne Murray, or Eugene Levy? Have you seen Schitt's Creek? Eugene Levy was the father, and is the father in that. Was the father in American Pie, and well known for being a world-class improviser. Or maybe not improviser, but certainly a sketch comedian. This area is nicer than Rosedale. You know what? You're not wrong. It's quite lovely here. Hey, look who joined us. Boop. Rush is awesome. Rush is awesome. Even I can say that. Surviving members of Tragically Hip live in Kingston. Yeah, that makes sense. But to be fair, they could absolutely live anywhere they wanted to. They are well loved enough. Elton John bought a condo on King Street. That's true. Yeah. Shawn Mendes seems to live in Toronto. Yes, good point. Handmaid's Tale. I was on that show, fun fact. Use an AI program and have the AI develop a movie based on your books. Never. I would never do that. For one reason. I want them to make movies of my books. And I want them to pay me. So you will give me lots of money. And that is how we'll do this. I watch Schitt's Creek because I am Canadian. Heck yes. Even Canadian athletes mostly move in the US. I wonder why. Mostly for opportunities, to be fair. In the past, there has been a good amount of people who will move to America simply because that is where all the business has been. But funny enough, in the past couple of years, literally the past year, a lot of people have actually been moving back to Toronto, like moving back to Canada and setting up roots here because, yeah, a big, strong wave of Canadian nationalism is really starting to take hold. And it's great to see because, like, Canada is so often overshadowed by America that for us to have our own voice and for us to be able to share our own stories again, it's really special. So I'm excited to see what we do from here and how the current state of affairs is like impacting Canadian nationalism in a big way, which I love. I hate that Netflix brought Warner Brothers. Netflix makes terrible movies. They really do. I'm just like, I didn't see the new season of Stranger Things, but I kind of don't feel like I have to. It kind of just looked and sounded bad. So, yeah. Yes, we were just talking about you, Matt. Sorry, Green Knight. Mr. Almost 1K, which is freaking awesome. If anyone here isn't subscribed to the Green Knight Tales channel, check him out. He does good stuff. He walks at night. Toronto the Good, it was once said, make TO great again. We don't need to be made great again because we're already there. I just watched The Housemaid starring Sydney Sweeney, and I get it now why the book is so popular. I haven't. I'd be curious to hear about that. Saw a clip of Jean Chrétien saying, even Quebec is proud to be Canadian. That's a big deal. Like, the separatist movement in Quebec is pretty much dead. I'm at 1,000 now. Heck yeah, Matt. That's freaking great. And keep up, like, here's the thing, you keep those walks up, you'll be at your watch hours in no time. Like, you're doing everything right. And you're doing it more right than I am. And I'm not jealous. I'm not jealous. I'm proud of you. But also, I'm like, I need to take lessons as to what you're doing with the different items. Because you're getting like multiple streams every day. And I'm just like, that's very smart. Very smart way to do things. Tensions have highlighted the difference between Canucks and Americans, and they're really different. Why don't we unite Canada and USA as one? I feel like USA needs to kind of unite as well. Unite a little bit more first. I don't mean that as a shade or anything, but I don't think anything should grow until the factors that make your own country beautiful can be fully realized. And like right now, when I was down in Washington D.C., like, it's gorgeous. That city is beautiful. And America has all the potential in the world to be so united. And really just kind of, the big thing right now is I really feel like it just needs to be a couple corporate voices that need to emphasize the whole idea of unity and bring it back into public consciousness. I think one of the best metaphors I ever heard was just like Gianmarco Scorsese was doing a stand-up set. And he said, it's just like, people ask me why I'm still doing like therapy about like my childhood stuff. And I was just like, that's my foundation. You don't want to build on you don't want to build on an uneven foundation. And it's like, if you don't have I'm 34 years old. If you don't have a steady foundation, you're not going to want to live on the 34th floor. So I feel like that fits. I love America. I will be going to Florida at the end of the month to do rehearsals and to explore and do things there. And I will be focusing on voices of people there who are kind of going through it in many different ways. So I don't think Canada needs to become American. What I will call for is, I feel like we all kind of need to do our part and make sure that we are creating safe and equitable spaces for different people to come in and be. We are Upper Canada, Old York, not New York. I think Canada and the US were so tight-knit and close back then before 9/11. You can go to the border and say, I have a job offer in Detroit, and border offer would simply say, good luck. Right? I would love to see those kind of relationships returned. Because, like, it's rare to find a Canadian who doesn't have American friends, you know? I don't feel like, and here's the thing, I don't feel like Canadian nationalism comes at the expense of Canadian identity. You know? I feel like we do a really good job of being, yes, we are Canadian, yes, we have our own dialogue and language, and like, we have our own Canadianisms, just coming from like that little bit of a border change. But, yeah. But America is beautiful. I remember one of the first times I was driving through, and it was on a bus. And I just remember coming out over the mountains of Virginia, and I was just awestruck. It was so beautiful. I was just like, I get it. I get it. Hello, everyone. Sorry I'm late. Had to get food supplies and spicy noodles. We can call it the United Provinces of Canada. I also think kind of on this note, building on it a little more, Canada is always going to be, we're 10 provinces. Yeah, like Canada, we're 10 provinces, right? And we're 3 territories. And the big thing, one of the major complaints is just like, if Canada was to become a state, it can't just be one state because everything is so varied already. It would have to be 10 states, and all of them would come in very liberal, and all of them would come in with different ideas of progressiveness that's kind of been a given from birth, right? So you sound like very progressive. I like to think I am. Oh, here's the thing. I am always very like blunt with people being like, oh, you sound like very liberal. I'm just like, I don't think it's a case of liberal or not. Right now, there is an entire section of politics that seems determined to make my bedroom its business and seems very determined to like, my sexuality shouldn't dictate who I vote for, but it kind of has to, because a great majority of people don't want me to do things like vote or adopt or, just what I am shouldn't matter. Government should always be things like, how do we spend our money? Where do we go? Like, how can we make life better for everyone involved? It shouldn't involve this person should have rights and this person should not have rights. That's where I stand to reason for a lot of stuff. 9/11 changed everything in the border, I think. That's a Canadian turning big stars from Second City where VIPs entering the US. That's true. I agree that Canada is going through a nationalism era. So is the United States of America. It's true. But what's kind of funny about America's national movement right now is that it's really divided in the sense like people who are Democratic are like really Democrat, and people who are Republican have swung really Republican. Like, I don't even think that America needs a centralist party. I think it just needs a good vision that stops infringing on like people's ability to be who they are. That's my thought, at least. Good. How are gay rights in Canada? I mean, to be fair, you know what? Maybe I can go up and explore this area. Maybe this is a fun way to go. Can I adopt? If I would be able to adopt children right now, if I was able to. Like, same-sex marriage is legalized. Grown adults should be free to do what they want if it's not causing harm to anyone. Exactly. However, the second it is causing harm to anyone, then the government, then it's not really about individual rights anymore. It's about not being an ass. The polarization right now in the USA is going crazy. It really is. And also misinformation running rampant. But I don't think anyone actually likes Donald Trump. Well, that's fine. Gay people are equal in the UK, well, most places anyway. I like to think that. I always like to think that. Remember driving through the state of Tennessee on the way to Florida. What a beautiful state that is. And most of the people who live there are very proud of the United in the music area. Yeah, like a lot of the states were absolutely beautiful. It's really kind of, Netherlands was the first country in the world to allow gay marriages. But since we haven't made a lot of progress, that's unfortunate. Did you like Harry Potter, and do you think she is evil now? I did like Harry Potter. I was never obsessed with Harry Potter. Harry Potter was a good book series, right? I don't think it's worth building your entire identity around. Same with Disney. I like Disney. I love Disney movies. I don't think it's worth like going crazy for Disney. Do I agree with what J.K. Rowling is doing right now? Not at all. Do I like what she's doing right now? Not at all. Will I support her in any way, shape, or form in the future? Not at all. So, yeah, anyone who's like, I don't know, I am someone who has many trans friends, and to hear just anyone who kind of brings up the rhetoric of this person's evil, I'm just like, well, they're probably not. Because if you don't know any, how can you judge them, right? There are rumors that Trump's bisexual. He looks at JD's butthole. Most people are not into politics. They don't read policy. They don't attend town halls or public forums. Don't understand economics nor public policy. Most go by the moment what their emotions feel. That's so true. That's kind of it's a problem that's only getting worse with people like smaller attention spans, right? There's not a lot that people are doing to actively keep their brains sharp and thinking. It's almost like, I could talk about this for a while. I won't today because you don't want a full Toronto, but you know, Disney adults are insufferable. I know from experience. Yep. I don't know. Here's this is kind of tying into the whole AI thing. I'm just like, AI can be very dangerous in the sense that as the second you get it to think for you is the second that you're giving up some semblance of your own mental capacity. And yeah, it can be hard to do. And like, here's the thing, ChatGPT can be a great help. I have used it to help me edit my books. I have used it to help do the things that I have trouble with and I need help. How beautiful the city is. Buffering. These silly neighborhoods. They don't have great cell service. And also, just like, I really hope there's some north-south streets go. This is going to be like, if this is like a 5 for 5, where every time I come to Rosedale, I get lost, I'm going to be so annoyed. Like, so annoyed. Mind you, I took a risk because I went into a side street. But I see cars and they're going south. So hopefully this is fine. Oh, 96. Thanks for reminding me, Stephen. Hello, friends. My name is Matti. I am a tour guide in Toronto. And if you or someone you know is coming to the city, why not gift them with a unique experience by giving them a customizable walking tour? I'm available through my link just below. I was going so well until then. You can book me through the link below, which is a link to VIATOR TRIPADVISOR. In addition, if you want to help the channel grow, we appreciate it very much. We are on our way up and out, so hopefully you can come and be a part. If you like the video, YouTube will recommend it to more people. And finally, if you have a chance, if you subscribe, we do this every day, and we would love to bring you along for the ride. So feel free to come along, and we're going to go for a walk. I don't think AI is bad in and of itself. It depends on the humans using it that make it bad or good. I agree. TikTok told me to think this thing, therefore I am big brain politics guy. Like, politics should really, everyone kind of rolls their eyes when I say this, where I'm just like, honestly, I think AI would be a better politician than most politicians. Because it actually would be able to gauge and judge and predict things in ways that humans can't, you know? But we'll see. We'll see. I'm actually going to take a moment away from my gloves. I try to encourage conservatives to think about trans rights in a more abstract way, not to judge based off what is seen on social media. For those who don't know, I actually have a shirt that is literally from the FBI training manual from 1969. And on it, it says homosexuals represent a threat to society in the sense that when they kill themselves by jumping from buildings, they sometimes hit passerbys. And just like, that's the mentality that I see a lot of people going after trans people with. where I'm just like, one of my dear friends, Claire, has a story, like, her show is all about Toronto. But it's like, really, trans people is just the policing of other people's genitalia. And I'm just like, that's not okay. First off, I don't think anyone needs to know how enormous my dick is, because it is. But also, I just like, why are you obsessed with other people's genitals? Who cares? Let people dress how they want to dress. It does not harm you. What harms people is when they're just like, you know, what's in your pants? None of your business. Wait, what are we talking about? 1960s, what a peach you were. Yeah, I can honestly, I wasn't around for that one particularly, but I do still have the t-shirt. Oh man, this is lovely. Look what we just opened up into. Oh, this is so nice. Nice little bit of park. Trump was, he would create a giant... Here's the thing. I don't like when people make fun of Trump for being fat. I'm just like, that is the least thing that we should be making fun of him for. And it's reductive. Also, according to himself, he is super fit. And I'm just like, how can you argue that logic? Is that how Sudbury was made? It is still funny though, and I will still laugh because I'm 12. But you know, apart from that. God, folks, look how nice it is today. This is gorgeous. You can hear them playing hockey over there. This is great. Make fun of him for pooping his pants on national television. I saw that. Oh my God. That was awful. Definitely eats his emotions. He also eats other people's emotions too. Damn it. I got caught up in my baser instincts. Long story short, I will never be like... Politics should never be about someone's right to exist. Politics should be about making society better and safer for everyone as a whole. You can't blame one strand of person for like the problems of the world, because that's just not how it works. Have we done the boop yet? We have not done the boop yet. Nice to see the snow gradually ebbing away. You know, YouTube? Theoretically, it should be gone soon, maybe. I hope. I really hope. Oh, this is where... Oh. Come through here. Roxborough Drive. This place says no exit, so I won't go that way. This place, though, I can keep going this way. Walk, 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 walk. Walk, 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 walk. Walk, 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 walk. Trump never talks about other people's weight on national TV. Does he? God, I would not be surprised if he did. Whenever someone's just like, Trump never does this, I'm just like, oh, he must. He must. I know he got really mad at Rosie O'Donnell for a while. I'm just like, what a random person to pick a fight with. You should be able to come out near Castle Frank. Ooh, let's find out. I don't know where I'm going. Tell no one I'm lost. I mean, I'm a tour guide. I know where I am at all times. And by the way, I don't consider these talks political discussions. I consider these sociological, like, consider this more sociological in perspective. Because someone's right to exist shouldn't be political. They should just be able to exist. Also, just like a controversial thought and opinion, I don't think I have issues with illegal immigrants. Because they're probably coming from like some really, like, I'd rather have them than mean people. Sociological. Rosie O'Donnell went to live in Ireland. Just like, yeah, right? I used to love her talk show. I would come home every day from school, and I would watch it at 4:30 because that's when I got home on my bus. And I would go watch Rosie O'Donnell, and it was lovely. She was fun back in the day. I enjoyed her. I don't know where I'm going, but this is cool. Imagine living here. Like, that's your backyard. Look how nice those are. This is gorgeous. And it's climbing the stairway to heaven. I have seen some wealthy white Canadians behave. The hypocrisy in regards to immigrants is pathetic. You're not wrong. I kind of feel like everyone who has opinions, well, it's just this again, the second anyone wants you to point fingers at someone else, I'm just like, why do you want me to hate this person? You know? I don't like it. Rosie with those koosh things that flung at the audience, right? That looked like so much fun. I would have loved to have gone see her. In the office today, so can't stay on for long. Want to say hello and have a great scene. Thanks, Poison. Good to see you, buddy. Enough space for sliding down. Yes, and right into the street. So, maybe don't do that. We had Rosie's Christmas album. She sang a song with Elmo. That's adorable. I love how we're talking about Rosie O'Donnell. Like, come on, that's great. Rosie was amusing, great Trump character. She did not smile. I had to look that up. Rosie O'Donnell, if you're watching, we're on Team U. We like you here. Come on the show sometime. I remember there was the day where she came out, and this was at the time when I was like super closeted and like very Christian. And so when she came out, my mom was just like, well, some people are just, she didn't say born evil, but I'm just like, some people give in to their base instincts and the devil gets them. And I was just like, oh, well, that's not great. Rosie went to Ireland. A lot of jazz museums also escaped mafia by going to Paris. He did not smile. Oh, I believe that. That's good parenting. I grew up in a church, right? And so, like, my parents had their beliefs, and they tried their best to infuse me with as many of them as they could. And for a long time, I tried, like, to be completely blunt and open. Like, if I could have not been gay, I would have done it. I tried praying. I went to conversion therapy. Like, all of the stuff that you're supposed to do to become straight, I tried. And it didn't work for me. So, people who have issues with gay people, I'm just like, well, you should meet some own talk show. I sent her a rose, kisses, and she sent me a photo and personal letter. Oh, that's so sweet. It's stories like that you don't really hear about. All you hear about, like, at least you're walking straight. This was how it's done. How am I doing? Am I okay? So yeah, that's your daily dose of TMI from Matti. Remember, you can't spell TMI without Matti. Can't spell Matti without TMI. And this would be an easy walk. I'm glad that's not the case. Let's trudge up this Great little zone. Buffing a lot. Yeah. I think that's just the issue with Mount Pleasant. Christianity is so wrong. My grandmother said to point one finger and how many are pointing back at you. Very true. Funny enough, Jesus said the same thing. And last I heard, he's kind of important to the Christian religion. People with issues want to concentrate on less hateful matters and deal with their issues. That's true. But then again, who doesn't have issues these days? Gay issues, I said. Well, I think that there's a theory that more than one Republican lawmaker is actually a closeted raging homosexual. So keep that in mind. I agree with you. Like, no offense taken. My mom wouldn't take it as offense. That would imply that she talked to me still sometimes. But no, it's something I'm okay with now. Buffering, that was my super personal story. You know what? Maybe for the best. Maybe for the best. God, this is a hike. Lindsey Graham, I think he might be one of them. Repression can out people. Ugh. Here's the thing. I'm just like, if that's your life, what a sad life. Like, that would be so hard. I don't know how you could do it. Go to work every day and vote against the interests of you, like making the world actively worse for what you actually are. And those who choose to live your truth. Like, the self-hatred there must be intense. So intense that it just makes you, gosh, like, when you think about how sad that is, it's really tragic. People are much more accepting now. My grandmother wouldn't talk to me after I got divorced. Yeah. Also, I understand, like, my experiences were unique because my father and mother were literally pastors of a church. So, like, me being gay reflected badly on them. So they needed to try to do everything they could to make sure I wasn't. Mind you, this was also at the time when I was actively doing musical theater, so joke's on them, I suppose. Sending love of a son of a former pastor as I lost my father over a year ago. I'm sorry to hear that, my friend. I'm sure you inherited all the right values. You just need to feel good and trust life. Let's see. Oh. Thank you. Here's the thing. I feel like, if nothing else, I wear my values on my sleeve. And I feel like you know me at this point. I'm pretty genuine on camera. I like to say if I wasn't, at some point y'all would have caught me in multiple lies. But I try to be like as open and honest and genuine as I can, and I let my character be what it is. There is no use in hiding. Hello, Lorelai. Good to see you today. We're having like deep personal conversations about sexuality and mental health. So join us. Join us. Obsession with people's differences is kind of telling. I better flip back to flippantly. From being an Indigenous person, oh wow, yeah. Oof, that's intense, my friend. That is intense. What is really sad is all the abuse going on within the community. I was so annoyed. Last night, I started, every now and then I do like deep dives into like my favorite pop stars from years ago. There was a pop star named Stacey Orico, and she was positioned to be like the Christian Britney Spears, right? She was going to break out. She had a couple hits touch the Billboard. And like she was doing pretty well. She had all the rings in a row. Apparently, last month, she filed a lawsuit against her former record company for like all of the crappy stuff, like sexual abuse and grooming. And it was just like, no. Why? I hate that so much for her. Ugh. So you talk about all kinds of stuff. Gotcha. Yeah, we're going in directions today. Oof. What's the meaning of life? I feel like the meaning of life is to make the world a better place for those who come after. I honestly think that's what life should be. We should all be aspiring to change the world in the smallest possible way that we can. Just be a positive influence. At the very least, find community and build community. And encourage people to like actually talk about their feelings and like each other. But you know, that's me being all socialist and blah blah blah. I celebrate life, but thank you though. Heck yes. What do you normally talk about though? To be fair, I'll be honest. This isn't an abnormal topic for the channel. Let's be honest. But normally I like to show people around the city. I like to talk to them about my favorite parts of Toronto. If I'm with someone, well, I'll do like mini interviews and we'll just hang out and have some great conversations about things. But yeah, we do talk about Eurovision a lot. That is true. Oh, here goes Katie. Here goes Katie. 1 second, folks. Every now and then, when I'm on a road, wishing you'll call me on the telephone. But you never do. I feel like such a fool. The freedom. Today's society can be pretty sensitive, so you have the right to express yourself sometimes, especially with the wrongs of the world. I agree. Here's the thing. I always like to say, I never come from a place of judgment. I always want to come from a place of curiosity and communication, because ultimately, that is how we all become better people and we get along. So, staying positive and being a good role model helps. Glad to hear that from you. Oh, thanks, darling. I think that it's really, we always got to raise each other up, right? And frankly, if there's ways that we can make other people's lives better, that's just good. Nothing bad happens when you make someone else, when you do something nice for people. What Katie did. Oh, Katie just had a little wobble there, so I had to plug her in. But she's on the juice now, so hopefully that helps. Don't vote Liberal. Well, I think everyone should vote for who they want to vote for. I just wish there were parts of the political spectrum that didn't actively want me to not exist in my authentic form. But I feel like everyone should educate themselves and vote for the party that you agree with most. I hate this. I absolutely hate that voting has become like you have to vote this person to keep this person out. I'm just like, I'm not doing that anymore. I want to vote for what I think is the best policies and the best actions for myself. I'm going to choose to vote for who I think will do the best job and who has my best interests at heart. Will they actually? Who knows? But we live in a society where like voting has power, and you need to make sure that you own your power the entire time. Now I have Josh Groban going through my head here. Fair enough. Being a better person, the right way to go, even when they do you wrong. Yeah. Although here's the thing, if someone does you wrong, controversial thought, everyone's just like, you should forgive them. Just like, you don't have to forgive them. If someone does you wrong, you got to take care of yourself and never forget that you are worth protecting. So keep that in mind. I vote for our farmers. Everyone's got to be able to eat. Fair enough. Food is actually food and water, like that's something that gets overlooked by a lot of people. Vote for the person who has make sure that the person you're voting for has environmental interests at heart, because ultimately the planet's the one thing we all share. And food and water are two of the things that you need to protect the most. And like, who doesn't want to have national parks, right? Good environments to be. Hello, Sandy. Good to see you today. Thanks for joining us. Carney is a career banker who has enriched himself in Brookfield. He does come from like an economic background, which is interesting. I personally don't have any issues with Carney yet. I don't agree with everything he's done. I think he's better than Trudeau, for sure. But like, you shouldn't compare a party just because of everything that's happened before them. I personally don't like Polyev. I don't like career politicians. I almost prefer someone who has a background in something coming into politics at a later age. Is it for greedy, selfish reasons? Sure. Like, that's going to likely happen at some point. Everyone's human, so there's always going to be selfish intentions. But I specifically don't like political parties that poke and are just like, this person's the problem. And I'm just like, okay, if they're the problem, what are you going to do to fix it? That's what I want to hear. And that's what's important to me. So, yeah. Hopefully, karma comes back to bite them in the butt. Good to hear from you. How wonderful to have you, Lorelei. Thanks for coming by today. Carney is the best small C conservative politician we've had in years. You're not wrong. Doesn't exist because anyone with sound mind will never get in. You know what? I agree with you. I'm just like, I thought for a while, it's just like, do I want to do politics? And I'm just like, there are way too many compromising pictures of me to ever even think about doing politics. So, no, I shan't do politics. I will stay the crap away. But I do want to make sure that, like, I am one of those people who will actively reach out and be like, hey, government that is supposed to be working for me, why aren't we protecting the environment more? Why aren't we, like, protecting people who need it more? Man, we're getting, like, political. Like, capital P political. If Matti could rule the world, there would be no wars. There might be wars, but it would be like the Eurovision wars. Everyone must fight it out in song. I'd make it like West Side Story. That's what we would do. B23452, welcome, my friend. I wonder what Pierre Paul would do for Canadians if he was the Prime Minister. I don't... He kind of just reminds me too much of the orange Cheeto downstairs. You know, I don't think he has any plans. And I think that's a problem. But if he wants to sit down and talk with me about like issues and stuff, he is welcome to join me on any of... You know what? For that moment, every politician is welcome to join me on a chat at any time. And I would love to talk to you about policies and how you're going to help the city become a better place. Toronto for mayor. Oh God, no. I don't want those pictures coming out. Unless I'm charging for them. I don't give it away for free. Let's see. Eurodrama will always stay. Yes, it will. I have to catch up on Eurovision. I missed January as a whole month. It's like, why is everything so expensive? I want to be able to bring it up, but it resonates with people struggling these days. It is such a struggle these days. Even right now, because of YouTube, I had to be like, how far into debt am I willing to go to make this channel work, to make things work for myself? And like having to budget debt is just a crazy feeling. Ugh, it is awful. Greed is the number one. Yes, I agree with you. Sorry, lots of things came up. Oh, geez. King Charles III is still ahead of the state for Canada as Commonwealth. Which, it's not Charles, it's King... No, I guess it is. Never mind. You're right. I still think it's the Queen. I stay away from politics and religion on my stream. And we have talked about both in depth today. Gosh, I'm the problem. We just filmed Murder of 1600 just down the road. Oh, super cool. Actually, you know what? No, this is the worst road to go down, and I am on the worst side. I'm going to go over a block or two. Glad many of us are on the same page with the live stream. Yeah. Here's my thing. I feel like I'll never actively go after those conversations that are harder. But when I do, I always want to make sure that I am stating what I think and like making sure people know these are opinions. And I'm not shooting other people down if they have different opinions. But there are certain universalities to my existence that you kind of just have to talk about. So, yeah, if someone comes up and brings up religion and politics, I won't shy away from the topics, but they're not ones I actively seek out. Because, again, they are loaded for a lot of people. And I'll never tell someone that they're wrong. I will simply say from my perspective, this is this. Actually, no, I will say so. I will tell someone they're wrong if they're being racist or transphobic or homophobic or belligerent or like, not belligerent. Belligerent's not the right word. But if they're doing something that would attack or come for other people in my chat, then yes, I will call it out. Because I want this to be a safe space where people can express their opinions. And I want everyone to feel welcome. So that's what we got to do. 2025 and 2026, it's almost impossible to ignore politics. It really is. Like, oh yeah, seat belts. Yeah, just put that out there. Just put that out for people. It'll trigger problems. But here's the thing. So often, like, people are just afraid to talk about them. And, like, we can't not. When there's things that are so big, it can be really hard and people can feel very powerless. And that's kind of what a lot of people want us to feel like right now. But if there's safe spaces like this where we can have these open and honest conversations, you realize that you're not actually alone, or that there are places where people can disagree with you and still be respectful and actually have communications and relationships and like help build each other up. And that's the magic of this sort of stuff. So as nice as it is to say things like, oh, I don't talk politics or religion, I'm just like, if it comes up, there are important conversations to have. You just need to approach it intelligently, with open emotions and your own honesty. Because at the end of the day, as the Bible says, you will be set free by the words of your actions and by your actions and your words of your testimony. So, as someone who grew up in church, I think it's still important that we talk about these things. But yeah. Thanks for the walk, first of all. Second of all, spring, baby, can't wait. Oh my God, I am so ready for spring. I accept all heal for you. And we love that about you, Sandy. I feel like you have been very welcoming and very encouraging on this channel. And we love having you here. Thank you for coming back so often. Can someone lend me a few bucks? My wife just went shopping on Amazon. I wish I had a few bucks to give. One day maybe. I'm hopeful. I'm not expectant, but I'm hopeful. That'd be nice. Yes. Heading out for a cocktail before you head home? You know what? That sounds lovely. I would totally do that. No. I'm actually going for dinner with an old friend today. He hasn't actually seen me for like a year. But when I was going through my divorce, he was like the couch I crashed on for a few days, like for a few weeks. It was super, like, no questions asked. He's just like, you have a place with me. And I was just like, thank you for getting me out of that horrible situation. For those who don't, like, I could talk about next conversation, let's talk about my abusive marriage. No, definitely, we've had enough heavy conversations today. We don't need to go into that too. Many beautiful people in the chat. There really are. Y'all, if you're here, you're good people. Thanks for sticking around. She impresses me. How deep is that snow? It's probably about a foot or two. Probably about a foot. Now if I can just get here to paint the house. It's just like, you like painting, don't you? Here's a house. Paint the house. Save something for the next stream. Oi. Hit a dive bar and let it rip. I think the place we chose on was the Works. Because I really want just a good burger and a beer. You know? Every now and then I'm just a big old butch man. Just like, give me a burger and a beer and I'm happy. See you later. Maybe I'll have a reserved tour with it. I would love to give you a tour one day, Lorelai. I hope you have a great time. And thanks for stopping by today. Really nice to see you. Met a lady in Vancouver who was all she wanted to talk about was how immigrants were making it possible to live in Vancouver. That's not a good perspective to have. Just flat out. That's just not a good perspective to have. He could do a whole apartment in one afternoon, too. Sam, I'm not reading that out loud. You're gonna get me demonetized. I am laughing about it, though. That is funny. Actually, there's a new wine bar. There's a new wine bar that opened up in the village, and I've been meaning to. I would love to check it out soon. But it's like a coffee shop during the day and a wine bar at night. I stopped going on Facebook because it got a little too racist. Oh, a little too racist? Oh man, you must have been the good side. No, just... Yes, we hope Maria is recovering well. All our families were immigrants at some point, and that's true. I mean, unless you're indigenous. But even so, we're all coming from the stars. That is true. Technically, on that logic, we all came from the sea. Or maybe the stars, I don't know. There is a theory, actually, that mitochondria are from outer space. And the reason why life developed at all was because they existed in the ocean. I don't know if that's true or not, but I'm just like, it's a fascinating theory. Where is the village? We're actually only a block over from it. So I'm currently walking down Jarvis Street. It comes out right by my place, so that's kind of why I chose this area. But yeah, I'll take everyone by there again soon. I actually go through it pretty much every day. I think I actually started the stream in the village. No, I started the stream on Alexander, so I just passed through the village briefly. But no one is illegal on stolen land. That's true. We're all highly evolved fish. I mean, I'm less highly evolved. But like most people, super smart fish. If that were true, why do we all pay property tax? You know what? You're right. My home is in the ocean. I'm gonna go back. What about the man who fell to earth? Oh, I haven't seen that one. I know of it. Wait, no, what? Yes, I have. That's the one with David Bowie. I love David Bowie. He has to be one of the best artists of all time, in my opinion. I can't recall whether I said hello or not. Oh, you too. Thank you so much for the tip. I really appreciate that, my friend. Especially on days like today, where it's just like, you know, we got spicy in the chats. Lots of really heavy conversations today. So, oh. Well, thank you so much for coming along for this today. If you or someone you know is coming to Toronto, why not gift them with a unique experience? I offer customized walking tours tailored to their interest, and you can find my services down below on on TripAdvisor or VIATOR. I love showing people around the city. I love Toronto, and I hope you do too. If you've enjoyed this today, please feel free to come back. I do this every day for about 2 hours, and I'd love to have you with me again. In addition to that, liking the channel helps, subscribing helps, and hyping helps. So if you have any way that you would like to help this channel grow, we'd love to have you. And trying to make a go of being a YouTuber in today's day and age, especially a walktuber or a streamer, can be very intimidating. And while I've made great progress, it's all because of you. So thank you for being a part of this journey. And I hope that we get to explore many, many more places from here. So on that note, we hope you have a great day. I have had a good time. Thank you for allowing this channel to explore heavier topics than just what most people might encounter. And I hope that everyone here feels safe and secure and welcome to share your thoughts and opinions. And if there's ever any moments where you need to reach out or talk to someone, never be afraid to. Like, these are hard times. And if we can actually actively encourage and help each other, it's never been a better time to be just good to each other. So just be good. Just be good to each other. And on that note, we will see you all very soon. Bye.